What is going on, Gemini? It's Chris Anthony coming at you guys live and direct. Once again, this is going to be your reading for the second half of August, the 16th through the 31st, right? We just kind of felt the energies of the full moon in Aquarius. Me personally, I've been kind of like up all night with this full moon in Aquarius. The energy was just kind of so strong that I almost had to just sit and chill with it all night, right? Like commune with the moon, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, I haven't actually slept, so you guys are getting a reading from me right like out of the twilight zone into the morning, which is pretty good. I rock with y'all Geminis, and somehow you guys always land or end up like in the middle of all of my readings. I try not to put you guys too far to the end because I have a certain connection with Geminis, is what I feel like anyway. I think my Lilith is in Gemini. So yeah, I'm kind of learning more about you guys as I do your readings. But yeah, Gemini, it's going to be a general reading. It may not resonate with everyone. If it does not resonate with you, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe. No, what did I? Sorry, sleep deprivated. Gemini, but not really. I'm really buzzing with energy, so I just wanted to go ahead and get your reading done. So like I was saying, if it does resonate with you, like, share, subscribe, comment on the channel. If it does not, you can always check with your rising or moon sign or one of the previous readings that I did for Gemini. All right, we're going to be hopping into your present energy right here, Gemini. This is going to be your main story like we always do it. After that, we're going to check out your futuristic energy, your supporting details on the left side. I definitely want to say appreciate all the Geminis for coming out, how you guys do, and commenting and subscribing. And you guys are not one of my biggest groups of viewers, but like I said, I have a connection with Gemini, so I definitely appreciate you guys that continue to watch month after month. And hopefully, my readings and my setup will be getting a little bit better. This full moon is just kind of changing up, switching up my energy. I've been on the move a little bit and kind of hopping around from location to location for the last 2 months. So my readings probably have been a little bit different energetically, especially with the setup, aesthetically. But yeah, keep rocking with me, Gemini. Let's see what's going on. Crowning your reading, right up top, we have the Three of Pentacles, and it's clarified by the King of Cups. So Three of Pentacles, I always kind of see this as my entrepreneur card, or somebody that's trying to build their own business inside of commerce or inside of a collaboration on a project with other people, right? But I am picking up strongly that you guys, some of you Geminis, are going to have some entrepreneurial type of vibes that are hitting you or surrounding this full moon, right? Going into the second half of August, where you're wanting to kind of put some things into gear. I'm looking at these Three of Pentacles here kind of like as a gear of a watch or a gear, how things just get set into motion, whether it's in a car or a watch or whatever. And you could be wanting to spin some things into motion. And these things, these ideas, these projects, these businesses, these forms of income that you're wanting to start up or invest more time into, I feel like you have a certain emotional investment into these areas. This is for a certain amount of you guys that are kind of in entrepreneurship. I feel like some of you guys are passionate about working for yourself, gaining your own finances, not having to really work for somebody else. If the shoe fits, wear it. But I'm picking up that you're kind of being called to entrepreneurship for some of you Geminis. And I picture this person that's standing on top of the bench as him doing a presentation, for some people that are interested in what he has to sell, right? He's kind of like bringing the product out, showing them the product of what he has, displaying it. He's worked on this presentation, he's practiced it, and the other people are kind of looking like, okay, what is it that you're trying to sell us? Like, does it have value? Can you convey the value of your product to us, right? And I do feel like this person in the picture is actually winning them over, right? He's actually good at doing what he does. And this is what I'm picking up for you guys, Gemini. You're going to be emotionally invested into something that you're wanting to sell or present, or a certain idea that you want to collaborate with other people on, or just get across to other people in a certain type of way. And you're taking on this King of Cups energy because I feel like you're going to be kind of emotionally invested into this. You're using your emotional intelligence also to read people, to know how to deal with certain groups of people, to know how to speak to certain demographics, right? To know when to go hard and when to back off, right? This is kind of like this intuitive knowledge that you're using in the second half of August, maybe going into September, surrounding your business or your work, whatever it is you're doing for your job or your business. You're using your intuitive, emotional intelligence. And this is causing you to be elevated, to be promoted in some type of way. And I think I tapped on this in your last reading, and it's still here, the same energy, where you guys are just in this place where you're vibing, you're connecting with people from a place that maybe you haven't done it from in a while, or you're just now tapping into this other layer of intuition or emotional intelligence. And it's kind of putting you in the front of the line, or rising you above your peers, elevating you above the people that you're working around. And you're taking on this King of Cups energy, who is the person that is very emotionally mature. He has mastered the realm of emotions, right? And everything having to do with emotions, which is creativity, spirituality, intuition. And this is what you're tapped into, and you're using it to build something on your own, to attract finances, to kind of double what it is that you already have. Yeah, and a lot of you guys are motivated when it comes down to this thing you're trying to build. All right, for another set of Geminis, I do feel like you could be wanting, or in the month of August, starting to collaborate with a water sign, King of Cups energy, somebody that is emotionally in tune, and that kind of moves off of their intuition. You could be coming into collaboration or partnership with somebody that's like this. If this is not the energy that you're taking on, but for the majority of you guys, I feel like you're taking on this energy of the King of Cups, which is very great in business, even though he's in the realm of emotions, right? I think most entrepreneurs, like I said, are a lot of times emotionally invested, but they have to take a balanced approach to how they are emotionally invested, so that they don't go overboard. And that's what the King of Cups is good for. All right, let's keep it moving. Right below that, we have the Two of Pentacles, and it's clarified by the Seven of Swords. So Two of Pentacles is talking about, maybe going back and forth with something in your head. Maybe some of you guys could be thinking about, like I said, starting something new, starting a new business or a new project, or something that you want to put into action. And you're thinking about whether I should do it or not. Should I do it or not, right? Or how should I do it? Should I do it this way or do it this way? Or you could just be juggling two things at once, right? And I feel like I've repeated this a couple of times in your readings. This month it could just be, you have two great ideas that you're wanting to work on, or you have one big idea, but you already have something else going, and you want to see how you can throw this into the plate. This is kind of like the person that has a 9-to-5 but wants to start a business on the side. It's the Pentacles, so it has to do with something financially that you're wanting to juggle back and forth. Or this could just be a decision that you're kind of indecisive about a little bit. With it being clarified by the Seven of Swords, yeah, this is something that it's probably been kept under wraps. If it does have to do with this business, I feel like some of you guys have a certain idea that you could be treating like a baby a little bit, like you're holding it close to your chest. You're not revealing it to other people. You don't want it to be critiqued, too soon. You don't want the dream snatchers, right, to to deter you from what it is that you want to do or these ideas that you have. So you are keeping it under the radar, under wraps. And maybe you're wrestling with the idea of actually bringing it out and presenting it to the world. But I do feel like this Aquarius full moon energy is making you want to get out and about and display this idea and show it off and step out into the light, and show people what it is that you've been hiding, maybe. Because you have what it takes. The King of Cups is masterful, right? He has mastered what it is that he does. And if you're taking on this energy, then you should have the confidence, right, in yourself to be able to pull off what it is that you have to do. But it could be a back and forth energy where you may be struggling with unveiling this thing, bringing it out of the darkness, bringing it, into the light. Over here you have the Seven of Pentacles clarified by the Queen of Swords. So Seven of Pentacles energy is kind of like impatiently waiting on something to grow. Yeah, impatiently kind of waiting on something to come into fruition, right? To be birthed out. Now, this could be your finances not growing to a certain place that you want it to be at in order to afford certain things that you need in life, or this could just be this project or this thing that you're wanting to reveal, and you're kind of thinking, okay, when is going to be the right time? Should I do this now? Should I wait a little bit longer? Is it really ready? This is kind of what I'm getting from the Seven of Pentacles card. Like, you're looking at it in the oven, and checking to see, okay, is it done yet? Should I pull it out now? Should I keep it in a little while longer? I want it to be just right. Like, this is kind of what I'm thinking. Queen of Swords energy is here, right? So very logical, very observant. You're looking over. You see how both of them are looking to see, is this right? Is this ready? And you're kind of putting this Queen of Swords energy into the way you're observing, like very grounded, right? Very direct. And you want it to be precise, right? You want it to be like measured just right. You don't want anything to be out of place. You want it to be in perfect order. So I do feel like you're waiting on the right time to where it's just right in order to, I'm getting reveal something or show something off or bring something to the light. But you don't know if it's time, right? And this is probably going to be a decision you have to make on your own. With the Queen of Swords, she's very good at making decisions. So if there is any indecision, I feel like you guys are going to be cutting that out, right? And either choosing to do it or not going back and forth with it. I don't feel like you're going to be in that back and forth energy for too long, because this is you right here, the Queen of Swords, Gemini, right? So you're going to be able to just be like, okay, it's ready, let's go. This is what I'm feeling like with the second half of August, because it's almost like an energy where the effects of the eclipses and the effects of the Mercury retrograde that was happening in July just have no effect on the second half of August. First half of August, we were kind of coming out of that energy. So you almost still felt it. You felt the residue of it. You felt all those energies still just bouncing around everywhere. Now going into the second half of August into September is kind of like, let's go, right? Like, no more waiting. I think you're coming out of this waiting and making a decision to move forward. That's what I'm definitely picking up. It's not going to be any more juggling back and forth with this. All right, so below that, we have the Two of Wands energy clarified by the Ten of Swords. So yeah, this is the decision that you're making to go in this new direction that you've been thinking about for a while. You've been studying, researching it, putting the time into it behind closed doors, keeping it under wraps. but you have chosen to go in a certain direction, and now it's kind of like time to leave your backyard, right? Leave your house and go out into this world that you've been envisioning and looking at from afar. And it's also, you leaving a certain cycle that probably, Ten of Swords is talking about pain, it's talking about betrayal, it's talking about a certain mentality that maybe you've had that was bringing you, pain when it came down to looking out in your future. I'm picking up with this Ten of Swords energy. It's kind of like a lot of confusion that could have been here, or fear at the same time, from the things that could have happened in the past already that didn't work out. New projects that you tried to put into place, or new relationships, or new ventures that you invested in that probably did not work out, and it could have kind of kept you in a place where you're pausing when it comes down to this brand new thing that you're trying to start or begin. You haven't been as confident about it because of things that happened in the past. But with the Ten of Swords, this is a completion of this energy. This energy is kind of coming to an end, and you're definitely going to decide to move forward through this new path, this new direction that's here for you. And I feel like it does have a lot to do with money, with commerce, with trade, with business, with entrepreneurship, with collaboration, some form of new business or new career or job, something like that in that area. You're choosing to move forward. Let's keep it moving. Over here, we do have the Six of Cups in energy, and it's clarified by the Page of Cups. So Six of Cups usually is talking about a soulmate, right? A soulmate connection that could possibly be coming in, or this could be somebody that's from the past that's coming back around. With the Page of Cups, this usually is talking about some type of apology that comes in from the past, or if it's a brand new person, this could be talking about a brand new offer that's coming in love. Like somebody wants to connect with you, somebody that you feel a familiarity around, and you feel kind of drawn to them. This could be happening now for some of you other people. And I don't know why I feel strongly this entrepreneurial vibe with Geminis today. But I'm seeing this card totally different right now. I'm seeing it as somebody that's selling flowers out in a marketplace, and this lady that's standing next to him is kind of like a customer. And he has them all lined up right here, these four, as the presentation. Like, these are how these flowers look when they're lined up to each other. This is how I've arranged this floral arrangement. This is what type of flowers this is. And people see the setup, and then they come to talk business with him back in his back office. And it's kind of like he's selling her this flower that he has right now. She could be bargaining, like, well, how much can I get for two of those? And he's like, oh, well, I have a deal going on for 2 pots of flowers. You can get that for $45 today because it's Tuesday. And I don't know, I just feel this strong entrepreneurial vibe with you Geminis, with some of you guys, that you're really stepping into creating your own income in a lot of ways, and getting a lot of different ideas and opportunities to do this in the second half of August. And I feel like some of you guys are wanting to take it even more seriously. I think, like I said, there was something that you struggled with in the past where maybe you didn't believe that you could actually make money for yourself. You didn't believe that you could step outside of the, normal way of earning money, trading time for money, But it's going to be a leap that you make, and it's kind of like a bold move that's happening, and it is going to be bringing in some good times, because I feel like you are going to be enjoying what it is that you're investing into and you're doing, because you're making money for yourself. You're going to be emotionally fulfilled doing this. Yeah. And it could be a brand new beginning and start with the Page of Cups, right? Because this also is a representation of like a brand new emotional beginning, right? Where you get fulfilled by small things that you do, these little small steps you take. Like, let's say this person, for the first time created these floral arrangements and have been thinking about it for a long time, and he gets his first sale right here to the lady. And maybe it only makes him like $25 or $45 or less than that. Let's say $12.50. But that makes him happy, right? It's kind of like, because he created that himself. He invested in it. It was part of his gift. He has a talent to put these floral arrangements together and pick the right flowers and the right pots and the whole presentation, and bringing it to the marketplace and talking to the person that's interested was really the payoff, right? And so I don't know, for a lot of you Geminis, that's what I'm picking up, is like this whole process that you're loving when it comes down to this new thing, this new project that you're building. And if this doesn't resonate with you, I'm definitely sorry, Gemini. I think I'm speaking to a certain select group of Geminis. But I definitely feel this vibe. And if you haven't already been in this vibe, I feel like even in the future for you, just some of you Geminis, this is the direction that you're going to start to head in, even if you don't know it yet. Because to be honest, with a lot of the collective that I've been noticing, especially that just is deeply into spirituality and healing themselves, and have awakened, right? It's a process that it yields certain fruits, right? It yields fruits within your relationships, right? Your own emotional stability, your own mental stability, right? When we start to heal ourselves. But then when it comes down to finances, when it comes down to your ability to attract wealth, certain things shift, perspectives change, right? And maybe the way that you have been earning money for a long time before you had your awakening, it no longer suits you. And so a lot of people that are like spiritually awakening are kind of going into a more entrepreneurial type of spirit, like being self-sufficient, right? Using your spiritual gifts or your, God-given talents and abilities to attract wealth. And this is where you guys are at, Gemini. So I'm loving this message. All right, let's keep it moving. All right, so future energy, 7 of Wands, the Chariot card, 9 of Swords, and then 10 of Swords, right? Back to back. So let's see what's going on. 7 of Wands energy is talking about kind of being on the defensive end a little bit. You guys could be defensive maybe when it comes down to this 3 of Cups energy, which is usually talking about socializing, right? Being out and about, getting a drink, dancing, right? Listening to some good music, being around some fun people, rubbing shoulders. So yeah, it could be a part of you that's maybe closed off a little bit, especially if this is your normal environment, because Geminis can a lot of times be the life of the party and be out and about and connecting with people easily. So if you're closed off to that, it may be because you're focused on something else. And this is what I've just been explaining, what you are focused on. this new thing that you have up your sleeve, like this new trick that you feel could be lucrative for you. So you could be closed off with social gatherings the second half of August, not really wanting to indulge a lot, or you know, if people want to invite you to do certain things, you're like, I'm good. Now, why is this happening? Because you're on the move. The Chariot card is here, major arcana, with the World card, another major arcana. So you're moving right into this new cycle, this new life cycle, this new world that you're wanting to give birth to. And it's been within you for a while. Like I said, when I was looking at the Seven of Pentacles over here, I was thinking about that whole process that it takes, that you have to wait, and you're like, okay, is it ready yet? Should I reveal this to the world, or should I still keep sitting on it and letting it incubate and letting it develop? But with these two cards, it's time to move. Like, the Chariot is here, talking about a certain amount of balance that you've come to, right? And it's like full speed ahead. So some of you guys could be physically moving from one location to another, one city to another city, or one state to another state, one country to another country, but you're just moving within your spirit. I feel like your mentality is about movement now, and you're moving forward into this brand new way of seeing the world. You're expanding. And I do feel like this has a lot to do with your finances, what it is that you're wanting to do to bring in finances these days. It's just changing. It's just a shift that's happening. And you want to move beyond the amount of money that maybe you've been making, or the type of way that you've been earning money, is what I'm feeling with this Chariot card and this World card. So yeah, full speed ahead. Full speed. Like, I like this. Let's go, Gemini, down into the Nine of Swords energy, clarified by the Star card. So with the Nine of Swords right with the Star card, I do feel like there's going to be maybe a little bit of a challenge when it comes down to you stepping out into this new world. Like I said, with you coming out of that Ten of Swords energy, it's a certain mentality, that I think we all have to fight against when we're stepping out into a brand new life cycle, when we're trying something that we never tried before, when we're trying to switch up the way we move and the way we maneuver through life. And what you're stepping out into is the Star energy, where it's kind of like your center stage. Like, you're in the middle of the market and people are coming up to you, right? Like, yeah, let me get this, let me get that. Wait, who are you again? Oh, where do you come from? Oh, what's the name of your business? Like, this is, and I feel like this could be a little bit of pressure for you, because maybe you've been in a place where you've been more comfortable just kind of behind the scenes. This is, or just not being seen, like really not, rocking the boat, or really just not being out and about and kind of like presenting yourself in a certain type of way. You've just been going along with routine, and it's been kind of comfortable, but now you can feel the universe kind of nudging you, like, okay, look, you gotta step up a little bit. You're gonna have to face that fear, right? You're gonna have to get outside of your comfort zone. And this is that Nine of Swords energy, where I feel like you're just expanding. So you're getting outside of your comfort zone. You're moving into this brand new place, and it may be scary a little bit. With you moving into that Star energy, sharing your gifts, right? Sharing your creations. You're afraid of what other people may think of it, right? You're afraid of being rejected by, certain people, or that it may not work out, that maybe you're not as good as you think you are, right? All those all those self-defeating thoughts that are just thoughts, right? That's all they are. They go on inside of everybody's mind, but I feel like you're overcoming this easily because the star card would be the energy that overcomes the nine, right? The star is, this is you knowing who you are, you knowing that you are the star player, right? Being confident, your self-worth is there, like you're sparkling, you're coming with this level of confidence that's coming from the inside, right? You don't need to be validated by the external world, by other people to know who it is that you are. Like you're confident in yourself and your creation. Like you have a certain connection with this thing you're creating. And this is kind of like someone that's connected to their child, right? Or a mother that's connected to their child that they're giving birth to, and this is how you're protecting this thing, which is why it does make you worry a little bit, right? It's kind of like, now I have to show my baby to the world like it's only been me and my baby all this time. Now I have to see what they think about what I'm birthing. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit of growing pains here. But something in a certain mentality is definitely ending. So you won't be staying in this older mentality, this limiting belief system that I think you could have been in before, just from things that didn't work out in the past. Like I said before, 10 of Swords energy. And you're choosing to shift the way you're communicating, the way you're expressing yourself, right? Your mode of communication is evolving. These are, the Page of Swords here usually talks about you shifting the way you're expressing or communicating yourself. And I believe you're shifting more into this star energy, right? This world energy. You see this transparency, this authenticity. She is not afraid, right? Like both the star and the Lady in the World card are just naked and unafraid, right? Like just being totally transparent. And this is what you're coming into, right? Communicating who it is that you truly are, instead of, hiding. But, you'll feel the growing pains with this. I do feel like that. But yeah, let's see what your fairy card is now. Funny enough, your fairy card says the Hermit. Find or be a mentor. Take a break from society, a commitment to your spiritual growth. And for some reason, I do feel like you guys have been here already, because I'm seeing all of these cards that had to do with waiting, that had to do with development, with birthing. So you've already been in hermit mode. Now it's going to be time for you to bring this light, this lantern that she's holding on to, out to the public, like the star does. And you could be in the mentoring stage where, and that could be in many different aspects, but you're sharing what it is that you've learned when you were away in a cave somewhere, when you were separating from society. You're sharing this knowledge, this wisdom, or just your ideas, right? You're selling it. You're doing something to influence the world. And this is what the Hermit does when he comes out of hermit mode, right? He only goes into hermit mode so he can come back out and have something to share, right? He figures things out about himself or herself, and learns the things that, makes you tick, and what you're passionate about, and your hidden gifts and abilities that you have, and then you come back out and you share them. And this is where you are, Gemini. So yeah, hopefully that resonated with you guys. I'm gonna wrap it up right there. We're 34 minutes in. Like always, if this did resonate with you, like, share, subscribe, comment on the channel. If you guys need a more personalized reading with me, you can email me about that. That'll be in the description of the video. And we can set that up for you. And I will see you guys in September. Later.